It's a warm welcome to our tonight's special news bulletin as we celebrate National Children's Day of Broadcasting. I am your presenter, HADDYJATOU JOOF. Let's look at the headlines. Gambian children take to the public media to showcase their immense talents as they celebrate the maiden edition of the National Children's Day of Broadcasting. Gambia launches the measles rubella campaign, an ambitious initiative meant to prevent infants from 3 childhood diseases. Sportsmen and women, as well as those who report on their activities, gather for the 7th edition of the SJAG Awards and reject isolationism and xenophobia. President Barack Obama tells his British audience during a visit to the Isles. These and other stories coming ahead in this half hour. I am HADDYJATOU JOOF. As you might have seen throughout the day, we have been the very face of our public media, presenting programs and explaining ourselves. This has been a unique platform for young people, especially those in the media. The main feature of the celebration marking the maiden edition of the National Children's Day of Broadcasting was held at the Grts television complex, where the First Lady Madam Zainab Yahya Jammeh and the Vice President Dr. HADDYJATOU JAISEDI joined hundreds of school children. It was a special day for Gambian children as they showcased their talents to the watching public, as captured in the statement by one of the children who played the role of the First Lady on the day. The Vice President and
gratitude and appreciation to all children who participated in the directing, production and broadcasting of programs marking the NCDB, and those of you who are here this evening. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for the purpose of this occasion, please allow me to cite a few achievements of the government aimed at changing the lives of children everywhere and under every circumstance in the country. Achieving universal quality health care coverage for all with special emphasis on children's health, coupled with the declaration of free maternal and health services, is indeed a landmark realization within the sector in the Gambia.
The Vice President and Minister of Women's Affairs, Dr. HADDYJATOU JAISEDI, has presided over the launching of the measles rubella campaign, which is set to kick off on Monday. The vaccine is an effective mechanism for the prevention of childhood illnesses. We have details of the story in this report.
The Vice President, Her Excellency Dr. HADDYJATOU JAISEDI, on behalf of Her Excellency the First Lady, Madam Zainab Yahya Jammeh, Saturday presided over the launching of the measles rubella campaign. The vaccine is a safe and effective combined vaccine that protects against 3 separate illnesses: measles, mumps, and rubella, German measles, in a single injection. The full course of MMR vaccination requires 2 doses. This significant campaign kickstarts on Monday 25th April and ends on the May 1st, 2016. The focus of the measles and rubella campaign, according to the Honorable Minister of Health, Omar Say, who delivered the launching statement on behalf of HE, the First Lady, is to ensure all eligible children to receive measles and rubella vaccines, vitamin A capsules, mebendazole tablets during the vaccination period.
It is indeed another moment of joy for me to be launching another activity that is in the heart of saving children's lives. Vaccination is indeed a very important and cost-effective public health intervention that has saved over millions of lives worldwide over the years. The Gambia has been in the forefront in these public health interventions, and I can proudly say no child for the past 10 years died as a result of measles in the Gambia. Alhamdulillah. Congratulations to the efforts and initiative taken by the government under the able leadership of His Excellency the President of the Islamic Republic of the Gambia, Chef Professor HADDYJATOU Babili Mansa.
A life-threatening disease, measles in particular, has already killed and maimed thousands of people and is putting over 400 million lives at risk in Africa. Organised by the government of the Islamic Republic of the Gambia, with support from the Global Alliance for Vaccine Immunisation, or Gavi, this is the first ever measles rubella campaign launched to date in the country. Investing in measles and rubella prevention will provide the much needed boost to improve women's and children's health and help accelerate global progress in controlling two life-threatening diseases. I'm very happy to inform this gathering that during the campaign, vitamin A and mebendazole will also be given to children aged 6 to 59 months countrywide.
With a target coverage of almost 800,000 children, the campaign is supported by Gavi Alliance, UNICEF, WHO, the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, Child Fund, and NANA. A demonstration of the campaign was highlighted on the grounds of KMC by officials of the Health Ministry and partners. This is Laura Ake, Grts.
Participants, mainly police officers, are undergoing training on ways of reducing the spread of HIV/AIDS. The program was organized by the Action Aid the Gambia in partnership with the National AIDS Secretariat. We have details of the story in this news report. Action Aid the Gambia and partners have organized a day-long training for senior police officers on the infectious diseases, including HIV/AIDS. These trainings, which brought together 40 uniformed men and women, is meant to arm them with the basic understanding of infectious diseases prevalent in society. The role of the men and women in uniform in efforts to reducing the spread of the virus is critical since their role involves direct interaction with the public.
AIDS depletes command structures and compromises the readiness and capacity of the military sector, the police sectors, to respond to threats and instabilities. So it's a concern. That's why people are invited here as stakeholders and key partners in the national response, to listen carefully to those who will deliver the presentations, learn from them, ask much questions as you want, so that when you go back to your post, you can replicate those informations.
For the years, we all had, not only in the Gambia, the impacts of HIV and AIDS on national development. Mr. Almamo Barrow made mention of the impact of HIV on development, because it's international, into our national budget. The Gambia alone cannot fight it. And also it has so many devastating consequences on the socio-economic development of any country.
One major initiative rolled out by the Police High Command, which has helped improve civil police relations, is the Community Policing Program. It has also helped the police to engage the public on a number of critical social issues.
It is very, very important. I'm opportune to be part of the participants to attend this training workshop. In fact, we have one at the police headquarters. That's about the laws of this HIV/AIDS. And I think it is paramount because as station officers or superior police officers within the Gambia Police Force, we are having our junior officers under us and we interact with the public. It's a day-to-day activity, it's part of our mandates. So it is very paramount. Like the knowledge we're going to have here, we're going to share it with our colleagues and the general public at large.
Their contribution to this campaign, according to the officials, will add value to efforts aimed at raising awareness of the virus and ways of preventing its spread.
HIV/AIDS has no boundary, and the police or the security is a very important sector in our society. For that being the case, you cannot be left behind. We must continue to work closely with you so as we can achieve the objectives of the national response.
According to statistics, the prevalence of HIV in the Gambia has increased from 1.8 to 1.9, and with authorities targeting to end that trend by 2030, efforts are being done to achieve these targets. HADDYJATOU, JRTS.
Access to healthcare is not only a fundamental human right, but also a basic necessity. The government of the Islamic Republic of the Gambia, under the leadership of His Excellency Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Jammeh Babili Manta, places high premium on access to adequate health care, especially for the nation's children. Sira Jallo takes a closer look at efforts made by government to ensure quality health care delivery for the Gambians, particularly children.
The development of children is crucial to any nation's developmental agenda, and so is their well-being. Globally, the right to primary health care is enshrined in all constitutions, children around the world. It is also encapsulated in Article 23 and 24 of the Convention of the Right of the Child, can never be shared. However, the burden is health and well-being are deeply personal matters. Nothing is more intimate than the experience of conceiving and bearing a child and giving birth to a unique human being. None of us can live another's fear or pain. The pain brought upon us by ill health can never be shared. However, the burden is...
Only you too. I think maybe in your school you have somebody who is always sickly. You can see somebody who is always sickly. The performance of that person in class, in academic work, or a teacher who is always very sick, the performance is very poor. So that tells you that a healthy nation and healthy children is indispensable for the society.
Yet it is precisely when we or those close to us face illness or chronic sufferings that we perceive that health is in reality a very public matter. The government of the Islamic Republic of the Gambia, under the leadership of His Excellency Professor Dr. Alhaji Yahya Jammeh Babili Manta, places high premium on the access to adequate health care, especially for children, for the future lies with us.
If the future of this country, a healthy nation is a wealthy nation, is a prosperous nation. And so to ensure that we have a prosperous future, a very strong nation. The future leaders, you are the future leaders. If you are not healthy, the future of the country is not healthy, because you are the insurance company, you are the insurance for the continuous progress and prosperity of this country.
Healthcare for the nation's citizenry can be costly, but for the Gambia, this is more reason why quality healthcare is made affordable.
So, when children are sick, it costs the government a lot of money. When anyone is sick, it costs the government a lot of money, but more so when it is the children. So we want to make sure that we want to protect everybody, make sure that everybody is healthy.
The theme for this year National Children's Day of Broadcasting is empowering children for a better health. This showcases the vital role health played in the country's developmental agenda and that of children.
We really want to empower children, because we know that in all what we are doing as a health sector, our aim is to empower women and children. Empowering you in the sense that we want to give you the necessary knowledge and skills on health.
Reporting for GRTS Kids News, I am Sira Jallo.
There is more to playing than having fun, and children need to spend more time outdoors. These were the words of renowned psychologist Dr. Lamin Sidibe as he talks us through the mental, social, and cognitive benefits of adequate times spent playing. Fatu Nyasi has that story.
From school playgrounds to our courtyards at home, children love to play. For many, playtime is often the least constructive activity on a child's daily agenda, as parents would rather have their children study indoors than be outdoors covered with dirt. Often dismissed as childish, playing may actually be the most important way for children to grow, learn about their surroundings, and build stronger brains. There is more to playing than having fun and indulging in kids-like activities.
Playtime is actually the time when you are not doing anything formal work or formal studies. You can call it leisure time. That is when you informally are outside doing activities that may not be very formal, such as for girls playing akara, you know akara, padinyadi, rounders, and for boys football, volleyball, and so on. That's what play is, where you relax, you enjoy yourself, and it's informal. But there are rules also in play, even though it's informal. There are rules.
From rounders, hopscotch, jump ropes to making molds in the sand, play allows children to hone their attention spans and to learn to focus on specific tasks, thus developing their mental, physical, and cognitive health, says Dr. Lamin CDB.
So play has a lot of benefits. People think that play is only something leisure, you enjoy, laugh, you know, crack jokes and so on. But play has a lot of implications, a lot of benefits for children. In fact, you have physical benefits, you have intellectual benefits, you have moral benefits, you have social benefits. I can define each of them for you. Physically, exercise is something that we recommend. Even a baby of 1 month should do some form of movement. This is required in health.
With technology advance, most parents prefer having their children in front of a television screen or a computer monitor, playing with the latest electronic games, forgetting the fact for a child's innate development, he or she must engage with their natural surroundings, hence the crucial needs to play outdoors.
So that you do enjoy it psychologically, and if you were, let's say, unhappy, and you go and play a game, how do you feel? It makes you feel happy, it makes you feel relaxed, makes you feel relaxed, you know, and it makes you look forward to having a game again. So that psychologically, it works on your emotion, your mind, makes you happy, and it's an outlet to any stress or distress that you may have in your mind. That's the psychological aspect, some of the psychological benefits.
The advice to parents, according to Dr. CDB, a renowned psychologist, is to include playtime in their children's daily activity.
Everybody should have some form of exercise daily, 30 minutes minimum. Have exercise daily. Babies you should stretch their hands, even kids, not to mention children like you and young adults and elderly people. Everybody should have some form of exercise daily, 30 minutes minimum.
The games may vary, but the fun is always rewarding. For GRTS Kid News, I am HADDYJATOU.
We will be back with news from outside the Gambia after this break.
The organizing committee of the International Roots Homecoming Festival, the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, the Gambia Tourism Board, the National Center for Arts and Culture, and the Gambia Tourism and Hospitality Institute brings you the 12th edition of the International Roots Festival from the 6th to the 13th May 2016. On Saturday, 7th May, is the official opening ceremony at the Arch 22 starting 3 p.m. And at 8 p.m. on 7th May is the mega musical jamboree at the Independence Stadium, headlined by your favorite Gambian artists. On Monday, 9th May, is the Roots pilgrimage to the villages of Jufure, Albreda, and Kunta Kinte Island. And 10th May is the Futampaf, Rites of Passage at Kanilai. Wednesday, 11th May is the official gala dinner at Senegambia Beach Hotel starting 9 p.m. This will be headlined by internationally acclaimed kora player, Gambia's very own Sona Jabati. The gala dinner will be preceded on 11th May by a symposium at 11 a.m. at Caraba Beach Hotel. The 12th International Roots Homecoming Festival, celebrating cultural diversity for unity. Sponsored by XXL. For more information, contact 796-2230 or 7777-010.
Welcome back. German Chancellor Angela Merkel has arrived in Turkey Saturday to take the stock of the implementation of a European Union deal with Turkey to tackle the refugee crisis. It's a high-stake trip for Merkel and the file both at home and abroad. In Germany, critics say that she has jeopardized her free speech for allowing a comedian to be prosecuted over a loop mooting about the Turkish president. In Turkey, she faces a strained diplomatic relations after warnings that the migrant deal could fall through if visa-free travel for Turkish citizens within the EU is not implemented.
EU will be giving Turkey 3 billion euros and another 3 billion until the end of 2018. So the leaders want to see the situation on the ground. What's happening in the camps? What do the Syrian refugees need? However, we have to understand one thing. Here in Nizip and in Gaziantep, actually, there are 5 camps altogether. In Nizip, there are 2 camps, and a total of 35,000 refugees are living in the camps in Gaziantep. All of Gaziantep, actually, itself has 300,000 refugees. And when you compare this to how many people are living in the camps, it's a very, very small amount. When you look at Turkey, you see that in Turkey altogether there's 3.1 million Syrian refugees living, and only 280,000 are in the camps. So the leaders are going to see what they can do about this situation, what is needed on the ground, and that's why the European leaders are visiting the camp in Gaziantep.
U.S. President Barack Obama has urged young British not to pull out of Europe a day after warning the country against leaving the EU when it votes in June. Obama urges them to reject calls for isolationism and xenophobia. Here is an excerpt of what he has to say.
This world is unmatched. What an incredible privilege that is. And you've never had better tools to make a difference, to forge a better UK and a better Europe and a better world. So my primary message today is going to be to reject pessimism and cynicism, know that progress is possible, that our problems can be solved. This world.
We take our second break now. Sports is next. Welcome back, and now to some sports. Gambia's media fraternity Friday night converged for the 7th edition of the Sports Journalists Association of the Gambia Award and Gala Night. The night-long event attracted top sports personalities from the Gambia and beyond. We have details in this news report.
The super middleweight champion Badujah was awarded the Sports Personality of the Year 2016 at the 7th edition of the Sport Journalists Association National Sports Award. This is the 7th edition of the Sports Journalists of the Gambia Award and Gala Dinner. The event often provides members of the Gambia's media fraternity the chance to celebrate and appreciate the country's sport, men and women, both past and present.
It's exactly 1 year, 12 days to be precise, since we last gathered under a similar roof, and purpose to honor and celebrate our fellow countrymen and women in recognizing their efforts in all sports and levels during the 6th edition. The occasion is made more somber for obvious reasons. Some of our colleagues, families, and honored personalities present here on the 10th April last year are no more.
The night of glitz and glamour had no shortage of celebrity media personnel and prominent names in international football. Among them, legendary Senegalese superstar JOOF.
It's always a pleasure for me to be here and to take part of this ceremony. And it's a big pleasure for me as well to be here because before the World Cup 2002, we've been here preparing our match against Algeria, the most important games at that time. That's why for me it's always a pleasure to come here and to have a good time with the Senegambia people.
And after the pre-awards formality, Then came the roll call for the night's event, and it was a huge night for Gamtel Football Club. Coach Tafa Mane, Yaya Ndong were named Best Local Coach and Player of the Year respectively.
I think it is a great achievement for the team as a whole, because to have this, all these three trophies in 1 year is not easy. I'm not saying it doesn't happen here, but it is not easy. And I think we work very hard to make sure that we have this achievement.
Gambia Sprint Queen Gina Bass scooped the Best Female Athlete of the Year award. One of the country's top local referees, HADDYJATOU, was named the Best Referee of the Year.
The organizers of the Sport Journalist Award, what are your awards?
Yeah, we are so grateful to them because this is showing that they have recognized what we are doing, and then for them also they are big partners in football, football development, because journalism, sport journalism, football, footballers, referees, coaches, we are all partners in this game. So I think the cordial relationship between the coaches, the players, the journalists, it should be something that we should work into as Gambians so that we can promote our football.
FC Sinion Pamodu Jan, badge of the Foreign-Based Player of the Year, whilst MGI were presented the best organization in support of sport.
In years to come, we will improve year after year, and we will surely get the best of the awards in years to come. I think this is the 7th year, and there is difference. And I think all those who are nominated for the awards this year, the winners will be very much happy. And if you don't win, I think there is another year to come or years to come. Just keep on working hard. And with regards to me, I think there is no loser in it because everyone is a winner. Hence, you are recognized in what you are doing. I think that alone sends that you are a winner.
The roles of veteran sports personalities have been recognized, among them Keba Diaz, Chikonjai, and Durunjai. This was a great night for the media fraternity and the men and women who deservedly receive awards of the night. This is Siro Jallo reporting for GRTs.
Congratulations to the winners there. And before we take leave of you, a recap of the day's main stories. Gambian children have taken to the public media to showcase their immense talents as they celebrate the maiden edition of the National Children's Day of Broadcasting. Gambia has launched the measles rubella campaign, an ambitious initiative meant to prevent infants from 3 childhood diseases. Sportsmen and women, as well as those who report on their activities, have gathered for the 7th edition of the SJAG Awards. And reject isolationism and xenophobia, President Barack Obama has told his British audience during a visit to the Isles. That's all for now, but join me in little under an hour and a half for another news bulletin. Meanwhile, do enjoy more of our special programs dedicated to Gambian kids. I am HADDYJATOU JOOF.